Spike Gets Smart by Jest. So then the bad guy went down the slide, right? And he was firing back at the heroes with the crystal crossbow. Spike eagerly explained, making pew noises with his mouth. But then Ochre makes this big shield and blocks the shot while making them go flying everywhere. The word you are looking for is deflects, Twilight corrected, the mare not looking up from her work. Yeah, she deflects the shots, Spike murmured after a short pause, hopping right back to the description of the movie he'd watched with his friends. Anyway, they hit the bottom and the bad guy starts getting away, tipping over those big pillars in order to slow down the Freedom Friends. Twilight nodded, the pony continuing to scratch away at her piece of paper, only giving Spike a sliver of her attention. Ochre totally saves the day though, Spike continued. She uses a special ring to make her and her friends weightless, so they ascends up and... Ascend! No S, Twilight interrupted. Yeah, whatever, Spike dismissed, puffing out his cheeks. Anyway, they get past all those pillar things by flying over them, and it's super cool, but then they get to the end and the bad guy makes this big speech. Spike puffed out his chest. You will never get the Dog Star Diamond from me, Freedom Friends, Spike exclaimed in his best villainous voice. Then he pulls out the special stone we saw like 3 scenes ago and uses it to activate the Guardian, this like big rock dude that Gollum. Would you cut it out? Spike growled. I'm trying to tell a story. I'm just helping you, Spike, Twilight retorted. I know you don't always remember words. I do remember words. I am not stupid. I didn't say you were stupid. You just implied it, Spike shot back. That's not... Twilight sighed and rolled her eyes. Whatever, just continue with your story. I don't want to anymore. You're just going to correct me every 2 sentences and make me feel stupid, Spike retorted. I'm not making you feel stupid. I'm just helping you remember, Twilight exclaimed. Spike snorted twin jets of dark black smoke before turning and stomping out of the room. Are you still coming to the presentation later today? Twilight shouted. I'll need help tearing everything down after career day is over. Twilight listened for a response, though the only thing she heard was the sound of Spike slamming the door to his room. Oh, horse apples, Twilight murmured. Spike peered out from his hiding spot in the back area of the library. In the main section was Twilight and a whole host of young ponies, all sitting on the floor, listening as Twilight talked about what it meant to be a librarian. Cheerilee sat at the back, taking this time to grade papers while only occasionally glancing over the class to make sure no one was acting out. Perfect, Spike murmured, popping the cork off the potion he swiped from Twilight's lab in the basement. Spike tipped back the bottle. The contents were weirdly sweet, while at the same time tasting kind of like dirt. The combination somehow making it taste even worse than either of its component parts. Thankfully, after he swallowed the last drop, the flavour left his mouth quickly, though his tongue did feel oddly slimy. Blech, so weird, Spike whispered. The dragon gave his head a shake and stepped out from the back area and into the main section of the library. Which is why a librarian's job is so important, Twilight continued, giving Spike a small nod once she noticed he had rejoined them. It's just not feasible for the average family to have a collection this large in their own home, but if we collectively work to create a hub of knowledge, then we all benefit from the ease of access. It's just like what Verdant Bush said, Twilight remarked. I have found the most valuable thing I have is my library card. Actually, the quote is, I have found the most valuable thing in my wallet is my library card, Spike interrupted. Yes, thank you, Spike, Twilight muttered awkwardly. Now then, it looks like we have enough time for a few questions. Over a dozen hooves shot into the air, eager fillies and colts desperate to have their questions answered. "Yes, you with the bow tie," Twilight stated, pointing to a small colt with light teal fur. "How many books does this library have?" "That's a good question. Now, our collection is a little on the small side, but we still have 35,000 books. Actually," Spike entreated, stepping forward, "we have 34,906 books in this library." Yes," Twilight muttered, frowning. "Thank you again, Spike." "You're welcome," Spike declared cheerfully. "Go ahead," Twilight declared, pointing to a filly with golden fur and a bright green mane. "How long have you been a librarian?" "I moved to Ponyville about 5 years ago," Twilight began. "And ever since I came here, I've been—" "Excuse me," Spike interrupted once again. "You were actually just a caretaker for those first 2 years. You didn't complete your certification until then, and as such, were not actually a librarian." Twilight stared at Spike for several seconds, a deep frown creasing her face. "Just hold a minute, kids. I need to chat with Spike for a second." Spike smirked as he was all but dragged into the back area by an angry-looking Twilight. "What are you doing?" hissed Twilight. "Can't you see I'm in the middle of something?" "Weird, I was in the middle of a story. You thought it was totally okay to correct me all the time." Spike shot back. "That's different," Twilight dismissed. "How?" "This is more important." "My story was important to me," Spike shot back. "It's just, that's not the point. I'm trying to do a presentation here," Twilight exclaimed. "And I'm just helping you remember stuff. I know how forgetful you can be sometimes," Spike parroted, mimicking Twilight's speech. The mare sat there, too stunned to speak, her jaw hanging open. "Not very funny, is it?" Spike pressed. "That was..." Twilight bit her lip and slowly exhaled. "That was a bit rude, but I see your point." "Doesn't feel like I'm helping, is it?" Spike pointed out. "Look, I get what you were trying to say, but this really is different. Then we were alone, but now there is a whole class out there," Twilight stated. "Then what about last weekend when you spent 20 minutes lecturing me on the difference between a bastard sword, a two-handed sword, and a long sword?" Spike declared, jabbing a clawed finger at the mare. "What about then?" "I was helping you though," Twilight exclaimed. "And making me feel and look like an idiot in front of my friends helped me how exactly?" Spike proclaimed. "I see now you may not appreciate my little pointers." Spike rolled his eyes. "Next time I'll ask if you want help first and I won't interrupt you," Twilight muttered, sighing to herself. "I suppose I've never really been on the other side of this before." "It's not fun. I feel stupid enough already," Spike murmured bitterly, arms crossed over his chest. "You are not stupid," Twilight whispered. "You are a brilliant little dragon, and I mean that sincerely." "You're just saying that because now you feel bad," Spike retorted. "No," Twilight immediately affirmed. "Creativity is a kind of intelligence, and that's something you have, but I do not." "How is creativity the same thing as being smart?" "Because they are different kinds of intelligence. Think about it, Spike," Twilight exclaimed, grabbing Spike by the shoulder. "I'm smart with book stuff. Pinky has a frankly scary good memory for dates. Rarity knows more about clothes than anyone I know. Applejack knows how to do pretty much everything on that farm, and even Rainbow Dash is smart when it comes to flying. And you are smart when it comes to your stories." "I'm not that good," Spike dismissed. "Not that good? Spike, I've seen your O&O games. Even Discord says you're a creative guy," Twilight proclaimed. "And he's been around since forever, so that's a pretty darn big compliment." "He is older than dirt, or so he says," Spike murmured. "Exactly, so buck up. I just accept that you're one smart cookie," Twilight concluded. "I guess I am, aren't I?" "Now let's get back out there and work together to answer those questions," Twilight encouraged. "I don't know how much use I'll be. I think that smart potion is wearing off," Spike replied. "Smart potion?" Twilight glanced over to the bottle Spike had set aside. "That's not a smart potion, that's a memory potion." Then why does it say smart on it? Spike retorted, pointing to the label. I was trying to make a potion that would make me smarter, despite Zecora saying such a thing was impossible. I never imagined to make the genius potion like I imagined, but I was able to concoct a potion that increases your memory recall for a limited time, Twilight declared. What? But I felt so smart back there, Spike spat in confusion. You remembered the number of books we had. You remembered the quote. You remembered when I got my certification, Twilight explained. See? That was all just memory, which is just another skill and not really something you were born with. Unless you got something that makes you forget stuff, like a head injury or not having enough of that vitamin, Spike declared. Would you like me to tell you which vitamin? It's B something, right? Twilight nodded. B12. Ding, 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 you got it, Twilight proclaimed. Ha, I knew it was up there somewhere. See, now you ready to help answer a few questions? I'm ready. Thank you, Twilight. No, Twilight whispered, giving the dragon a squishy hug. Thank you.
Tried to tell a story just for fun, but every other line she'd fix what I'd done. Corrected my words like I'm some kind of fool, just trying to share, but she's playing school. So I took a little sip of something new. Thought if I sounded smarter, maybe she'd see it too. Now I'm sharp, I'm quick, I'm never offbeat. I'm quoting lines and facts like I don't miss a beat. But the truth comes out, it's memory, not a spell. And maybe being smart means being myself as well. Yeah, I'm smart like me, no test can tell. Took her by surprise in front of the crowd. Corrected her facts and I said it loud. She dragged me aside and I made her see that helping's not helping when it's hurting me. She said, you're not dumb, you're something bright. The way you dream, the way you write, your clever games and your wild plans, that's the kind of genius I don't understand. Now I'm smart, I'm me, no need to pretend. No potion or book can define what I am. She sees me now for who I've always been, the dragon who learns and leads from within. Yeah, I'm smart like me, and that's a win. Thanks for seeing who I could be, not just smart, but smart like me.
It's the Mystery Pony Fiction channel. Mystery. Also available as a podcast on Spotify. Pony. And Izzy Moonbow is best pony, by the way. Fiction. Bro, hoof, comment, subscribe.